Hi, I'm Steve Mathis. Welcome to Pulpmx Classic Commentary, the race we're doing, 96 Mt.Morris Motocross, and I'm here with
Kenny Watson.
K-Dub. Thank you for doing this. Current manager, Hart Huntington, current co-host of the Pulpmx Show, or the host of the Pulpmx Show.
Thank you.
This race brings back a few memories, and we'll see it here in a little bit. But you were working for
Scotty Sheak.
Yeah, and there we go, starting line shot. And
wow, crazy! Look at Brian Deegan with his hands on his waist. You know what? You know what I trip on, dude? Is
What?
if you look on the line, you got Jeff Stanton packing a gate. You have all these team managers down there, family, girlfriends, moms, girlfriends, sisters, brothers down there packing gate. Now you can't even get you can't even get close to the starting gate.
Here's the defending champion, Lamson. And what they're doing is changing after his parade lap.
Changing the front wheel.
And
if you look at that, dude, there's only one guy allowed in the mechanics area right
there's
now.
The dad.
Look, there's the dad, and there he is, the living legend, just retired, the
Tim
Red
Ferry,
Dog.
Concentrating focus.
Look at that. Mike Craig.
There you are.
There's a young Kenny Watson with the clear head, the clear rain suit.
And
see that dude in the background? There's a dude in the background that I seen at every race. He didn't work for any team. He was just there. He was like the original man friend for Honda Troy, I think.
Oh, okay.
He had a Letterman's jacket and everything.
Here they are recapping the first 3 rounds.
Here we go, Gatorback. This is the
race?
race. This is the race where the lever broke, and Scott, I think he got second overall this week. Sacramento. Scott, food poisoning, didn't race, tried to race, was crapping in his pants, peeing on himself.
Yeah.
He didn't even. He showed up road practice and got on a plane and went home.
Think about this class: Lamson, Dowd, Wyndham,
Pichon, Casey Johnson,
Trev, who was coming on, Robbie Renard. There he is, 14.
Who else?
Did I say Wyndham?
You said Wyndham.
A lot of heavy hitters.
Dude, Pedersen, Deegan, Ramsey, Ferry.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, this nonstop, man. So if you got a top 5 that weekend, or even a top 10, I mean, you're in it to win it.
Yeah. Here's the point standings right here: Lamson, Dowd, Pichon.
And if you notice, Scott Sheak is nowhere in the hunt.
No, well, he missed 1 round, so that would put you.
He really missed 2 rounds because Glen Helen, the track was the worst track ever. They brought in bricks, like a brick, and it was like razor blades out there.
Hey, you're yawning right there.
Yeah, I was over it because I thought something bad was going to happen again. So look at young Chad Watts there.
Yeah, before he got all roided out.
Yeah, before he wasn't even drunk then. Look at Goose with the mustache.
Yeah.
He looked like
Lammy was a badass, huh?
Oh, Lammy, dude. I remember he showed up. He was one of the original guys to show up with a tattoo, and he had the fox head.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, dude, what happens when you ride for Yoko again? He's like, I'm screwed.
Oh, yeah, no, these are the days. This class was pretty stacked for sure. And Mt.Morris, basically probably Scotty was pretty pumped to get back on the East Coast, right?
Yeah, for sure. His roots are definitely the grassroots. Hey, there's a young Mathis. I seen a glimpse of him back there behind McCormick.
I was working for Jason McCormick at this race. Number 41, he was teammates with Fernando.
How about Ashkenazi right there?
Yeah.
On the what is it? The 838. The Primal 838.
Yeah.
And
there's Nathan Ramsey. And here we go. Right now, getting ready. 5-second board is up. Mt.Morris 96. Gate drops. And look at Craig. Lamson. Craig comes into the holy. Uphill start.
Uphill start.
Good start. I like that start. Still there today.
Yeah, that's a tough one, man. I mean,
hey, look at that. Who's on the outside there?
Oh, Scotty Sheak going for the pass. Oh, got shut down by the Honda.
Yeah, imagine that. Actually, the 96 R125 wasn't a bad bike.
Yeah, it was not a good bike. I don't care what you.
I said it wasn't a bad bike. It was
not a good bike, but it wasn't a bad bike either. They had a lot of problems in '96 and '97, both with the nickel seal peeling. We had an issue in Supercross with that, but we had a lot of support through Suzuki that year. So precautionary reasons, we had a new cylinder every race.
Funny to watch these guys.
And that was a Pro Circuit powered privateer Suzuki, by the way.
Maybe. Funny to watch these guys. Look,
no way, Mitch Payton all the way.
They're barely able to get up these jumps, like 125s, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's slippery, it's muddy.
It's funny, dude. I watched this race now, and Sheik, I remember at the race, I couldn't triple up the hill. I was down on power the second moto. And I'm watching this. This is the first moto, and he still ain't jumping the stupid thing. So who knows what happened, man? That was, I thought I felt bad for a second, like I cost him something. But It's all right.
But at this point, like if I'm a fan watching this, I'm thinking there's no way that Mike Craig's lasting the whole moto. Like he was fast, but
this was the day when Craig would like sprain his ankle on his Doc Martens climbing out of bed and not be able to race. It was funny. But, dude, it's just like I watch this, man. I just see these guys. It's just one after the other. It's like they just keep coming. They just did not go away.
Yeah, no, for sure. This class was pretty stacked, I think. And that's a good track. One thing about Mt.Morris, man, you're never, like, on flat, level ground riding. Like,
hey, that's called off-camber, bro. Yeah, everything's off-camber.
Everything is in this whole
I mean, even the mechanic area was off-camber. I had problems standing there.
It was. Look at the helicopter shot.
Dude, I was waving to the helicopter because I thought I could get on TV.
Nationals bringing in the helicopters. Good job.
Yeah, guy.
But Bradshaw Boulevard, always good. I really wish they still have it.
A little case all the way through. Yeah. That section was tough. If you made a mistake through there, you might as well just pack it up and roll that rest of that section.
Yeah.
Here you go down the downhill double.
Yeah, this thing was pretty gnarly.
And you had the right-hander. This was my claim to fame right here. This is where I used to hang out in the off-camber mechanics area.
Yeah. And if you were the man, you would triple that. If you were the man,
yep.
25,
and then you'd come around this corner and you'd bank off that wood thing. And that's where a lot of memorable passes, takeouts been made.
No, absolutely.
Isn't there, not too long ago, wasn't there like someone that just took someone out big time there a couple years ago? I think it was in a magazine somewhere.
I think it's been gone for a while, but
I don't know, dude.
It's quite possible Mike Brown took somebody out there.
That's a good call there. Good call.
Yeah, look at KW Young.
Yeah. Hey, there's my Uncle Barney drinking Budweiser. You see him back there?
How many of these people right now know there's a race actually going on?
Not too many. The crazy thing was, it was the rain, man. It was off and on, just typical Pennsylvania summer.
Yeah.
And the track ended up being pretty good.
Were you here in '97 when Bradshaw won in the mud?
Yes, I was. I worked for Brian Deegan, Moto Pulpmx first year.
Deegan,
that was the race.
And did you finish both motos?
Yes, I did. I think we were top 10. The funny thing is, we rode for O'Neill, and they just sent out their new 98 gear, and it was a mudder, and we went to the next race, and Jim O'Neill's I need to get some more gear, and I called, and Jim O'Neill, the owner, called, and he goes, well, we just sent you 3 sets. And I'm like, well, it was a mud race. He goes, I'll tell you what, you send it back. My wife has some really good detergent. I was like, well, you better go talk to that hillbilly that lives in West Virginia, because he has it hanging on his wall probably. Yeah, this race, man, it brings back so many memories, man. This was probably one of my.
Look at that. There's the pass.
That was the pass.
Scott
That was.
Sheak.
Dude, Scott was an animal, man. He was an animal.
He's setting up. Craig goes wide. It's slippery.
I'm surprised he just didn't take out his front wheel.
Right. He kind of like.
No, he let up. Dude, Sheik, he was one of those guys that was so intense, man. He was so intense on the bike. Like, he would pull off the track and he'd have boogers, slobber, crap hanging off of him. He wouldn't even care. It wouldn't even phase that guy. He wouldn't even phase him.
And right now, if you're Sheik, you're like, man, I got to put some time on window. I got to get like Craig.
Yeah. Well, I think Craig did us a favor here. Look at that young lad.
Look at that young, handsome mechanic there talking to Davey.
Dude, see those glasses? Those were my lucky glasses. I had those on the Wendigan one at the Coliseum.
Really?
The second year, yeah. We went to Moto, and I'm like, look at the McGrath earrings.
Yeah, I had those.
Everyone had those.
The barbells, right?
Yeah, those were so lame.
I ran them. I still got the scars.
How about my factory Suzuki support shirt they made me wear? Hey, you see Bear Dog in the background?
No, I didn't.
Oh, yeah, Bear Dog. RT was in the mix, too, back then.
This would have been... No.
Yeah, because he used to come up to Scott's house. A Bear Dog used to come up there and hang out. Look at the semis.
Look at the crowd.
See my box truck back there? I had the Suzuki box truck.
I didn't see that. Now Suzuki gave you that truck?
They gave it to Scotty, yeah. And then he
was it?
It was
like who owned it before you?
Berluti.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Berlut owned it, and it was cool because Berlut gave it to me with some parts in it. Buzzard, you didn't know about that.
So it's basically they took the old factory vans when they were ready to go and gave it to you guys.
Yeah. Well, the reason why was they got that. This was the first year for their summer.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, first year of the summer.
Yeah, that's right.
So we got the box truck. Boy, did I feel special. Boy, did I feel special.
When Scotty handed you the keys, you were like, oh, man.
Oh, yeah. I went 90 right down to the freaking Huntington Beach.
Oh, look at Lemmy coming up. And Dowd.
Yeah, this was gnarly, man. Like I thought Lammy was like, dude, he was the guy. Like, dude, he was unstoppable. That bike that he rode was the most insane bike. That's why Sheik wanted to go to Honda so bad. He wanted that bike. That bike.
Then when he got there, it was aluminum frame one.
Yeah,
slow.
yeah. He was like, oh, that ain't fair.
Yeah. Funny to see.
Those Yamahas worked pretty good too. Dowd's bike and Wyndham, they were. I was pretty amazed with Dowd this day. That whole year, he rode that 125 so well for not racing it before. And then they, like, I remember they said they were going to drop him down, and I was like, why?
Yeah,
he's a big dude.
He did good. He did well in the Nationals in '95. Like he won Millville, I think. And
he
was like, screw it, I'll ride the 125s.
Dude, he could probably come back and ride a lights bike and be decent too. Hey, look at that guy.
Goose. That's the Goose I remember when I think of Goose.
He had a donut then, though. He was still bald, but he had a donut. He wore a hat all the time, but he had a donut for sure.
No, he had a hat on pretty much 24/7.
Who's this guy back there? I like to look at the dudes. I think that was Mike Rossini.
Was it?
Yeah, I think so. This is just funny.
Sometimes, I'm going to admit, sometimes when I was a private mechanic and I saw the camera on a dude, I would walk by.
Oh, you kook.
I was like, I'm never going to get on TV ever in my life because I work for Ty Birdwell, number 88. I'm going to get on TV this way. But then I got interviewed a whole bunch, and then I realized it really wasn't that big of a deal.
Yeah, it's not that big.
But at the time, I thought it was pretty cool. I like the streamers and the ribbons.
These mark the track. Just think if they had time qualifying right now, the people that would be cheating.
Yeah. And it was funny because Wyndham made his debut on this track a few years earlier.
Yeah, he did.
And, smoked everybody up until the last lap or 2 laps to go. And like you said, he was always good here.
Always. I would think if he would go back and if he wanted to go race again, I think this would be one of his tracks that he would probably do really well.
You know they're not showing Sheik because he's checking out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I wish they would have showed me because I love, I didn't know, really about all the other mechanics, what they did. I would just see them. They were always just so breathe, relax, and show no enthusiasm. Me, dude, I was that guy, dude. I was running on the track, slobbering like my rider, just so pumped, because I wanted him to know that I was just as excited as he was. I didn't want it to make it sound like, oh, whatever. But I used to show a lot of enthusiasm.
I always thought it was weird how they put lap times on the boards. I'm like, well, that's dumb. Why don't you try to motivate them each and every single?
I don't know. I mean, some riders want that. Some riders.
Oh yeah. No, I did it with Timmy. Want to be a factory guy.
Oh, because that's what they wanted.
Because he would go by his, that's what he would go by, his times on a board. But
how about you go by, am I catching the guy in front of me, or is the guy behind me getting ready to pass me? I need to go faster. How about that?
That's a good point.
That's the old day.
Where's Scotty Sheak right now? Just gone.
Gone. Out of there. Look at that. That's a beautiful sight right there. 26.
Yeah.
Scotty Sheak.
On a Pro Circuit did your motor?
Pro Circuit did everything. That was bumper to bumper PC.
PC? Yeah.
Bones Bacon.
Okay. Oh, Bones, I have a little problem. It seems like it's bottoming me out.
Scotty Sheak.
Love that guy.
Funny though too, Lamson was the man back then. He won a lot of races, and if you look at it now, Dungey's the man. No matter what happens in racing today, the man of the class is always going to come up and do well.
Yeah, but
but back then, Lammy's, he's the man, but all he can do right now is in third. That's it.
Well, back then, look how deep the class was. Yeah. I mean, every one of these guys rode the premier Supercross class.
Yeah.
And there's a triple up the hill. Look at, is that Pichon coming?
Pichon, and I think is that Wyndham that did it?
That was Dowd.
Dowd.
Yeah. But I think all these guys rode Supercross, so these guys weren't no lights riders.
Right.
The guys that rode lights are these guys way in the back.
Yeah.
So I mean, you got Nathan Ramsey and Timmy Ferry. Timmy Ferry was the champion that year.
Next year he won champion.
No, 06 or 07. Okay, well, I'm
97,
sorry.
97.
Well, he's a Supercross champion, and he's not even.
Well, I was just waiting for the second moto, Watson.
Well, we're watching the first moto right now. You're not above me on this. I was there.
I was too.
Dude, I was up front, bro.
Jason
this
McCormick,
moto. This is my. Don't step on my parade, dude. This is where it all happened for
I
me,
remember this moto and thinking, wow, Scott Sheak won. Wow, that's awesome.
Dude,
amazing.
I could have been working for Robbie Skaggs this weekend, dude, or this year, and I never would have made it, bro. Look at that pass. Look at Dowdy, dude. Cleared it, and Pichon cased it.
Yeah,
and look what happened.
Well, that's what I was getting to before you really cut me off. The machines are so underpowered that you're making more mistakes. You can see these guys; these are the best riders in the world, and they're casing things.
Yeah.
Because the bikes they're on 125s, and it's muddy, you know. It's not that these guys are poor riders, but they made more mistakes on two-strokes than they make now.
Yeah, because I think they're riding that edge more.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're not. A lot of these guys don't go out and set a pace and just go, okay, I'm just going to ride in the comfort zone. Every one of these guys is on the ragged edge. That can crash at any time, and anything can happen.
Oh, I remember this race too because you could give double signals.
Yeah.
You could walk across and do the double signals.
Exactly.
Yeah. They're now jumping that. Carmichael started jumping it onto the next whoop or whatever. But this is the good battle here. Pashon and Wyndham going at it.
Yeah, whatever. Wyndham, I don't know what happened to Wyndham. Wyndham gets him back. He has to because Wyndham wins the overall with like a 2-1 or something.
Don't ruin it for the
I'm not trying. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm probably wrong. I'm sure anyone that's listening to this race knows who wins.
I think Pashon later on this year, or later on, very shortly after this race, breaks his leg or something because you don't see him all season, number 12.
Do you remember Pashon in Supercross when in Atlanta when he jumped off his bike and he surfed on Sean Perillo's bike? He landed on the seat. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty.
Yeah, this. He almost stuffed it right there. See the front wheel?
Yeah.
We're talking about that edge. And a lot of people don't know, but he has JT gear on riding for Mitch. He was probably one of the last guys that called his shot and said, hey, if you want me to ride for you, I got to wear my own gear.
Yeah, I know. It was amazing.
He's lucky he didn't fall on his head because that helmet would have.
Yeah, because even Carmichael had to switch from Fox to Axo.
Yep.
When the team did. So you're right about
21?
That.
Swap.
I don't know him at all. He was a good dude. Everyone likes that guy.
Chad is great dude. Great dude.
I don't know him at all, but I never knew him. You can see there. Oh, look at Chad Moss. North Carolina's finest.
Yep, that's him.
South, I don't know.
North Carolina, Piedmont.
No,
that's South Carolina. Piedmont, South Carolina. Shelby, North Carolina. Home of Bobby Barr.
Really?
Bobby Barr.
Rodney Barr.
Rodney Barr was the rider, right? Bobby Barr was the motor builder.
Rodney was kid. Look at the two Yamaha guys going at it. And, they're just wide open right there trying to get some horsepower. Trying to get
Those things are just matted.
Yeah.
So, Craig hasn't faded yet, right?
I don't think so. Yeah.
So, that's a pretty solid ride for Stingray right here.
Yeah, definitely.
And, dude, Lammy, you got to understand that Honda Troy was the support team back then.
Yeah.
So, he's beating a factory guy right there on a pro circuit backed Honda. So, we got PC 1, 2, 3 right here handling the factory guys. That's how long pro circuit's been doing this.
Yeah, good point.
Mitch has been clobbering the factory guys. This is 96.
Or maybe Craig's gone. I don't know.
No, Craig ain't gone. There's no way. Because Lammy probably would have ran us down.
I like the honesty on that. There's just no way.
No way.
Craig would have ran us down.
I don't know, but hey, look at Muffin.
Yeah.
He
was always intense.
Yeah, he was a good dude.
Area. Yeah. He was always intense.
I remember when he won when Dowdy won that mud race or the
Charlotte?
No, the wet race in Sacramento that year.
Oh yeah, 91.
Dude, that guy was freaking doing flops in the water. He was so pumped.
I bet.
You know, this track ended up being pretty good after practice. It was a mudder.
Yeah, it was.
And I mean, if you look at the bikes, they're not too mudded out.
No, I think they're getting.
And a lot of people got to realize, on the 125, when you had mud races, a lot of mud packed on those bikes, and they were like riding a 60 or an 80.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Kevin Wyndham. Kevin Wyndham probably weighed about 165, 170 there.
Yeah.
And just the iron right there, Iron Sheik is just like a
Oh,
Stingray's still on him. They had a battle. I mean, these guys are right there.
Look at Sheik with the towel tucked in his pants, a la JMB.
That was me.
You told him to do that?
Hey, that was Birdwell he just passed.
Was it?
I think so.
Birdie rode 125s?
275? No, he didn't. No, yeah. No,
96?
No, 96.
You worked for him when, 95?
Correct. No, I worked for Deegan in 95.
Oh, look at. Oh!
See, they had a battle.
Yeah.
There ain't no way that sticking iron's going. Ain't
No way.
He just jumped the. Set him up here.
No, look at the speed the guy's carrying down the hill. Look at that. You knew that was coming.
Yeah, that was not going to. Craig had no chance of making that stick. Funny, you don't.
If you look at closely at this bike, Jamie Dobb was supposedly our teammate,
Really?
And we had a little sponsorship deal with Quicksilver.
Yeah.
Our graphics were Quicksilver.
Yeah, that's right. But who got that, or what was the deal behind that? Because Dowd,
Jamie, with Sheik were buddies, and I had a little hookup there. And this was before Nate. You know, Nate worked at Quicksilver.
No, I don't know who Nate is.
And it was one of those deals, and it was. We thought we were going to get something together. It was one of those, you know.
Put the sticker on and we'll pay you.
Yeah, yeah. Give them a lot, and they're going to, you know. But I'll tell you what. When I went down there and got clothes. And I didn't know, like, you're supposed to take like 15 pieces or whatever, and they just give you a bag. And I took a garbage bag and packed it. And the guy told me, he's like, dude, you're only supposed to get like 10, 15 pieces. He goes, Kelly Slater comes in here, and he doesn't even get this much stuff. And I go, well, I'm not Kelly Slater.
Yeah. Perhaps you've heard of Scott Sheak, the Iron Sheik.
No, perhaps you heard Kenny Watson. I was on ESPN2 with Davey Coombs, a 30-second piece on me.
But you were covered in a clear rain suit.
That was a Quicksilver rain suit, though.
Oh, it was?
Yeah. Come on, Iron.
Look at Iron looking back. He's like, oh, shit.
Oh, shit. I remember me and Dean Baker right now. We're just laughing our butts off. Like, dude, we were.
Mechanic.
It's like, dude, that guy wasn't reading the pit board. He wasn't doing shit.
No.
He was like, come on, let's go. This was awesome.
I like this turn right here, the wood turn.
Yeah, the wood turn was bitch, and it had like railroad ties stacked with like a stakes through it.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was that kind of just each track had its own character, you know, and that was one of the.
That was it.
One of the characters.
And I think that this track had a lot of character with this next section right here, where they go right, left, and they come up here and they go across and then they jump down.
Oh, his glasses are clear, Kenny.
Because he was Oakley, I was GFI. I was Go Brecker. Dude, Dean Baker ain't got nothing on me, dude.
Coombs running the Racer X hat.
He ain't got nothing on me.
Spreading the word already.
I
don't think it was even a magazine there.
No, it was paper.
Yeah.
It was paper.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. He thinks that they really thought they had it under control at this point in time.
Yeah, they did.
Because Dean kept telling me, you ain't got a chance. You ain't got a chance. I'm like, oh, yeah? Just wait.
Yeah, but, I mean, I would never bet on, back then, I would never bet on Mike Craig versus, you know, Scott
Well,
Sheak.
I don't think anyone would have bet on either one of these guys to be up front with that field.
No, good point. But if you're gonna talk about toughness late in the moto and a guy who's gonna grind it out, the Iron Sheik, Scott, Mike Craig.
Yeah, for sure. Look at this. Look at the Sheiky.
Come on. Come on, George.
Look at that. Dude, that guy's, like, his corner speed, Sheik's corner speed's always been on point. If you watch his corner speed.
Was he good as an amateur?
No,
Not really, right?
he never, I don't think he won any titles as an amateur. He was one of those guys that was always, you know, second, third, fourth, fifth. He rode for Team Green. And
yeah, he rode for Team Green forever.
I remember his breakout race was Redbud when he first turned pro.
Oh yeah.
And he was like he was up there. He was up there at Moto, and then his bike broke or something. That was a funny thing. Like I can't say that
Craig aired out the triple.
I can't say that I was like, you know, the best mechanic in the world, but you know what? I tried super hard and I did the best I could. He quit right there.
Yeah, he's done.
And you know, the year before, his dad worked for him, and he had so many DNFs. Well, I think his dad was just a little, you know, you get what you pay for, man. I think I was making like maybe $350 a week.
My first job was this year. I made $300 a week.
Yeah, I think I made like maybe $350, but I had the prestige of working for Scott Sheak.
Yeah, you had expenses covered probably though.
Yeah.
Who's paying for expenses? Scotty was.
Yeah,
like Suzuki gives him
Suzuki
a
paid.
amount, right?
Yeah, Suzuki paid him. You know, to pay me and pay his expenses and his entries and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But, oh boy, is this it? Is this checker flag?
Yeah, it's last lap.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Here we go. I think
There
you
we
need.
go.
I think you need to hear the interview. I think we need to listen to the interview.
Oh, shades of Deegan. 97 with the arms out. Yeah, look at you. You're so happy.
Hey, that's Scott's friend Tommy.
Tommy?
Tommy. Yay, Tommy. That's just it. How many times do your buddies get to congratulate you on the track?
Yeah,
after you win
running
a
on
moto?
the track. Yeah, I don't think that happens anymore.
And the dude had the spare goggles around his neck, and that guy was nowhere near me. So if he had to stop, I was screwed. Just go.
Oh, those were Scotty's spare goggles. Like he was helping you out.
Yeah, he was. He was helping me out. Oh, here we go. This is George. Oh boy.
Oh, Davey, I'm so happy. I'm so happy I won this race. I just want to thank everyone for helping me. It's just been such hard work, and oh man, I just can't express how I feel right now. I'm just so grateful. Oh boy, I've been working hard.
He does kind of hold it together here.
And it really helped me out.
I want. This was cool though, man. This was so cool. I was pumped, but you know what? Like I know I got back to the truck, and his old man Buzz was probably like, "That's only one moto. Get back out there. That ain't shit."
Yeah,
probably.
yeah.
I don't know. I kind of Buzz is all right. Look at the old cotton jersey.
I know.
Ansa. I could hear the crowd, and I heard my sister who's pregnant.
Oh yeah.
That's what he was saying. I just pinned it. Dude, he had the sweet mullet going on,
Got
too.
a cardboard box in the back.
This is John Ayers, dude.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, you see this little patch of hair?
Yeah.
That's when he had hair. Davey had the Jason McCormick hairdo up front, you know, the poofy hair in the front. Yeah, this was, man, this is almost brings a tear to my eye right now.
Was Dave Kaiser your gear guy back then? Rental now?
David Kaiser was.
Was the answer guy for
Yeah.
years?
We had the whole package, pro taper, the whole bit. Yeah, this was
Craig airing out the triple, getting by him.
yeah, that was nice. But he never even jumped the freaking triple, and all.
He didn't, did he, the whole race?
No.
Saw Sheik
If you guys want to see how shady this is, look at Sheik's interview. Sheik's Mike Craig's riding away, and now they're interviewing him. Hey, there's Mathis's guy right now just pulling off
Where?
the track.
41?
Yeah, he just pulled off.
Oh.
Yeah, he just pulled off. That means he got about 12, 15.
Yeah, he went 12-12 this day.
Oh, really? Yeah, he sucked.
I like how Mike Craig's wearing a braking rotor hat. Like the braking guy
Yeah.
was there. Ludo was just standing
Yeah,
there.
Ludo just handed there.
But otherwise, like, you know.
Hey, who's the dude Morris? The JT gear. That guy always used to look so good. He's number 120. He had all the factory stuff. He always looked like his box fan was super neat.
Morris?
Yeah, Morris. Yeah, I think he was from
I
maybe
don't know.
Pennsylvania or something.
I'm not sure.
Kid was good.
Yeah.
He looked good.
You're not thinking about Chad Kresge, are you?
No, I know Chad. What's that one say?
Here's looking at you, ESPN.
Oh boy.
So, what do you remember in between the motos? What kind of?
Yeah, I remember. Look at Berlut.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whose pinger is he working on?
That's Yogi.
Ezra.
Yeah.
Look at Berlut.
Full
dude.
head of hair.
Dude, that is awesome. Look at this guy. You know,
Can't wait till they show you.
Yeah. You notice? Do you notice right now?
Bill's pipes.
They're showing all these guys prepping their bikes and getting their bike ready, but they're not showing the winner of Moto 1 mechanic getting the bike ready.
Do you remember what you were doing?
Yeah, I remember I washed it, I put a filter in it, and I patted him on the back. I said, good luck.
Yeah.
No.
More.
It was one of those deals where a clutch and maybe even a ring if you had time to
I
do
think
it.
in my 125 days, you did a clutch between every. You had to do.
If you're in this industry and you're a mechanic, you have to look at that last deal when they showed the guys under the Yamaha tent. What they're doing right there, mechanics. A lot of you guys nowadays don't realize what it took. Okay, if you noticed, Allie, who was Wyndham's mechanic, and I don't. Yeah, exactly. I don't want to scare anybody, but they changed their tires.
Oh, is that what you're getting at?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Changing tires, driving box trucks, doing laundry, washing the box van, changing the oil, going grocery shopping, doing everything.
Yeah.
Now these mechanics are so jaded, and yeah, I'm calling all you guys out. You guys need to pull your tampons out and quit and step up to the plate and just deal with it.
Yeah, but you don't want to be. I'm with you, but at the same time, you don't want to be one of those guys that talks about how you walked uphill to school both ways.
No.
You know what I mean?
I walked in the snow,
Okay.
15 miles. No, I'm not saying nothing.
Yeah.
I have my own mechanics that bitch about, dude, I had a 3-hour layover in Ohio. Dude, I used to drive freaking 40 hours, you know? The coffee is kicking in right now.
And the mini thins. Do you ever take those? The mini thin pills?
Lived on them, dude.
Yeah, I took them.
Dude, scratching your head.
Oh yeah, and then just like rubbing your arms because the hair on your
Look at
arms.
that. Look at this Sheik. Good luck, Scotty Sheik. Look at me. I'm my
Oh,
Roger
you
DeCosta.
changed your hat. You changed your hat from.
Yeah, I had to. Look at that.
Pro artwork.
That's his helmet. Remember I was talking on the show about how he thought he was an artist? He designed that helmet. Look how ugly that thing was.
He designed that helmet.
He did. He thought he...
Oh, there's Timmy Ferry with JT gear.
You're quit looking at his butt.
Last guy to last factory rider to ever won JT.
Is it? Look at Sheik. Oh boy. Oh, look at that helmet. Don't crash on that thing, dude. Don't hit your head. Oh, it looks good?
Yeah,
It's like the one in your living room on the floor.
Well, no, that one's a stock one. But here's fans of Mt.Morris, rabid fans.
These guys, dude. Look at Davey. Oh, yeah, these are all my neighbors. Look at it. He's playing pocket pool.
He's like, I know all these guys. I know each and every one of them.
Dude, this guy's mullet in the back on the right, sick. Look at the chick. You know I'm looking at the chick in the
Why
front.
did Damon Huffman just walk by him? See that behind him? Damon Huffman just walked by.
He was checking out the interview. Is that you trying to get in the shot? Look at the guy in the purple with the
Hugo
necklace.
Boss sweatshirt. Oh, there's Casey Johnson.
Kenny Germain. Look at Dad Renard. Looks the same.
Yeah, pretty much. No starting devices here. No hooks.
Why not?
Didn't have them.
Didn't need them. Look at Bert, buddy.
Bud, yeah. Dauber.
That's my teammate. Tom Wallace.
Leroy.
Dave Feeney.
There's Deegan, your guy.
Look at Brooks in the ear, as usual. Jim Chester, the molester, on
Jim
the
Chester?
outside.
Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
it was. That guy's still holding the card at Supercross.
He is.
Okay.
Here we go. Moto 2 start.
147. Can you name that one? Pedro Gonzalez.
Dallas, yes. Can Scott Sheak repeat his win from the first Moto?
Dude, he was up there too, man. I don't know what happened.
Oh, Lammy. Tim Ferry.
Oh,
Look at that style.
look at my guy, dude. Deegan up there, Sheik.
Yeah, Sheik's third. He's looking good.
Yeah,
He must have cracked.
No, he didn't. His wiener got caught in the sprocket or something, dude. He just went
Look at Tim
backwards.
Ferry.
Look at one lap, dude. He's freaking up there. Red Dog, Lammy.
Red Dog really was the one Moto wonder back then. He could put one Moto together. And
That was a terrible line there, Scott. Terrible, terrible line. See, this thing about this track is the track that the lines changed a lot.
They did.
You couldn't from the first moto to the second moto, and I told him, I'm like, Scott, go watch the 250s, go check out some lines because they're gonna change.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, the 125s were the first moto, and they carved their own lines. So when the 250s came out there, they had some better lines because they could do stuff differently and get over stuff. So when I told him, he goes,
Oh, I got my lines. Don't worry.
I said,
Well,
okay.
he did win the first Moto. Look at how easy he did that one. Must have been a lot drier.
Yeah, it was totally dry.
Yeah. Was it? Yeah, I guess so. It looks like it.
Whoa!
Lambs.
Oh, lambskin.
Also, too, Lammy wearing a full chest protector. Tim Ferry wearing a full chest protector.
Oh, here we go. The anchor is dropping. Lap 1. Brian Deegan. Antones. Look at these guys. Casey Johnson, Pedro Gonzalez, Jamie Dobbs,
Where's my guy?
Ryan Huffman. Jeez.
895. I forget who that was. Maybe that was Chris.
Yeah. If you guys look super, super close at the next pit shot, you could see Kerry Hart in the background. Kerry Hart's back there.
He's there. He's at Mt.Morris 96, already scouting for talent. Did Hart ride any outdoor nationals ever?
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah. He wasn't too good.
No, but he actually did some. I don't remember
Yeah,
him doing any nationals.
he pretty much did the whole circuit, I think, in 97.
I'm calling bullshit. I think he's just
97.
Anyway, Bradshaw Boulevard. Timmy Ferry, second place. Lamson checking out.
Red Dog, man. That was a sad day the other day when the retirement came.
Telling me.
Yeah.
Look at Deegan. Doing good.
Yeah.
Deegan in there.
Brian Deegan did. He was in there.
Yeah.
That bike wasn't too good either. He wasn't too happy with it.
FMF Honda 125. Right?
There was
Did he ride a
no-
Honda? I don't remember. Each guy rode
Yeah, he rode a Honda. I
was
think
the Honda
Schnell
guy?
rode a
Okay.
Yamaha, and Brandis rode a Suzuki.
Okay, that was it. And then Brooks.
Brooks rode a Yamaha when he wanted to race.
Yeah, when he felt like it.
Well, he started off, he was going to race, remember? He was
Yeah.
number 36, I
Yeah.
think, that year.
Yeah.
Only reason I know his number is because, of course, Scott Sheak was 26.
Right. Who was? Oh, Lamson went down.
That's just how, when Lamson goes down, gives the overall to one of these guys up here.
Well, not Tim Ferry.
No.
Wyndham looks. Wyndham. Man, he just stands up everywhere back then. Like 5 days.
I think you had to.
Yeah, maybe, huh? He's just really.
You can see the track, how it dried out pretty nicely.
Yeah, I did. No, you're right about that.
Pretty nicely.
Also, too, I believe Red Dog said his 96 bike wasn't very good, which is what we talked about in the beginning, too. He wasn't very pumped on his 96 RM bike.
Yeah, I think that even that factory bike wasn't. I mean, that was I think 96, 97. That was the last year they used stuff from Japan.
So let me ask you this: Sheik, this whole year, Sheik did pretty well. He killed it pretty good. What'd you get for bonuses from Sheeky? Do you remember? Like, did he give give you some?
Well, no, he didn't because I got fired before the
that's
end of
right.
it.
Yeah.
And he didn't. He
Huntington, he just told you to.
his dad. No, his dad did. His dad told me to. See, the thing was, dude, I pretty much walked. His dad was just running around talking to everybody that I was a piece of crap and I sucked and this was that, and I'm the reason why that Scott's not winning races and
Really?
his bikes are just not prepared right, and I'm just like, whoa. So I was like to Scott, I'm like, dude, you need to get my back. I mean, dude, me and you have a great relationship. You don't have a problem with me, but your dad does. And I go, your dad don't pay me, you do. So why don't you just tell him to mind his own business, and if he wants to come to the race, take his 12-pack, a beer in his ice chest, and go sit on the mountain with everybody else if he's just going to ridicule me like this. And he, back in the day, dude, Scott didn't have enough nuts to call his dad out. So it was either.
It wasn't just Scott. Every rider almost always folds like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then
Timmy folded like that when Chaparral fired me. He could have. He was like, "Oh, okay," you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's a weird story because at the beginning of this year, Deegan wanted to take me to Chaparral with him because I worked for Deegan the year before.
Well, 22, right?
Yeah, and Brooks was not about it. He didn't want.
I remember you. I can remember it like it was yesterday. You talking to myself, more to Shane Drew than me, but I was there, about going with Sheik to Honda the next year.
I thought I was. I went down.
Drew was going for a Honda job also.
Yeah.
Then.
Look at these. They're gonna talk to me. Look at my hair, dude. I had like bleached hair. I was pissed, wiping the dip off my face.
Yeah.
It's a long race there, buddy.
It is. Watch it just give those.
See, look at the sweet. Hey, she like the sweet glasses? Those are GFIs. But you know what? I wasn't like, you had to have glasses on because that was so rocky right there.
Yeah.
And I wasn't the glasses type guy right there. I tried to clean it up a little bit. I was a little bit more edgier the year before with Deegan. And, Skeet's like, I can't have that. And Suzuki was all like tripping on me.
You had different hair color, didn't you?
Yeah.
Like blue and red and shit with Deegan?
Blue, purple, yellow.
Yeah.
But, getting back to the Honda thing, I was like, dude, I really didn't care if it was, Hodaka at the time. I just wanted to work with Sheik again. I thought we really had a lot of momentum, and, the guy got third in the Supercross series, where he wasn't that great in Supercross, but he just, we had a lot of mud races that year, and he hammered down. He hit like, a few podiums, and he did good in Supercross, so I thought, next year he could have a shot at the title. And then, outdoors, he had a lot of, we had a few good races and we had a few bad races, but a lot of the races were because of injury. Blew his ankle out and tore a bunch of tendons in his ankle, and pretty much after Millville, it was done.
Yeah.
He came back and rode a couple races, but didn't really show the speed that he had at the beginning of the year.
Yeah. But still, Honda hired him.
Honda hired him because, you know what? They knew he had the speed. You know what I mean? They seen what he had.
Right.
So, they took their chance. And, I went down, I interviewed, and I had Goose and I had Skip having my back. Yeah, they had my back, and they were, and then I met with the guys, and they were.
Who was it then? Was it Wes McCoy?
Yes. It was Wes and Cliff, and they had a big issue with the way I ran. They had a big issue with the way I ran my program back in the day when I worked for Deegan, and all the Japanese guys were there when I interviewed, and all they kept saying is in Japanese is they remember the color hair, because Deegan rode a Honda, and so I'd always watch Deegan, and that's what happened.
Funny that I didn't know you even got that far as an interview. I thought they just.
Oh yeah, and the crazy thing was, I told him, I said, hey, you know what, I was young, and I really didn't look at this as a job. It was more of like a, I didn't know sure that I want to do this, but I made my mind up that this is something that I really want to do, that I really wanted to do for a living, and I want to do this, and everybody needs a chance, and I want to change, and blah 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 blah. And they're like, okay. Well, I didn't get the job. They hired somebody else. And the funny thing was, I was dating a girl at the time, and it was the next year when we started Pulpmx, and we and Deegan and Swink had a bet, and I lost, and I had to dye my hair purple.
Yeah.
So I'm on the airplane coming home, and I had a beanie on the whole time. We were in Indy, maybe? Yeah, we were at Indy Supercross, and I get on the plane, and the chick goes, why don't you take that thing off? You had that thing on all weekend. As soon as she rips the beanie off, I look up, and Cliff White and Wes McCoy walk on the plane and looked at me and looked at each other and shook their heads.
Thank God we didn't
and they sat right behind me, so it's all good.
Yeah.
I mean, I think everything works out for a reason.
And Drew got a job at Honda working for McGrath, but then McGrath quit.
Yeah.
Shortly after that.
That guy's Shane Drew was always. I mean, he worked at Nolene before that, and Kyle was always saying what an awesome mechanic he was. For Kyle to give someone, props like that, it has to be pretty good.
For Lewis, who wasn't the easiest guy to work for.
These Lamson, are they all tripling up this thing right now? No, Lammy tripled up it though. Dude, look at my guy. Dude. He's not even in the top 5.
Back.
His bike wasn't jetted right. That was
that what you heard?
This was the Moto, and his dad went off on me like it was my fault.
Yeah.
So even if the bike's not jetted right, I mean, it was fine. The Moto 1, and she said, "Don't touch the bike. It's fine."
Right.
But for him to fall off like that, why can't he just step up and go? You know what? I was. I blew my wad, and I just didn't have what. I just didn't have what it takes. Okay, Lammy he DNF right there.
I don't know what happened.
I think his Vitacinary read came out.
That's a good one. Way to reach back in the memory banks for that.
His read block.
He looks okay.
Oh, he's fine. Look at Goose. Oh yeah, look at Tommy. That's Sheik's friend right there in the background, trying to get on the camera.
And he just hung out with you all day. He was like your helper.
I don't know. He was cool. He's a good kid. Sheik. That was one thing about Sheik. He always had. That's why what happened to him. Recently it just like blows me away because he was never that guy to be that much of a freaking screw up, and he had good friends.
Pretty disciplined, and
and I think that's a lot of what happens to a lot of kids is they're in lockdown so long, and as soon as they get the little money and a little fame and a little that goes downhill from there.
Right. Look at Yogi.
Dude, Ezra
was
awesome.
good. Yeah, he had a good form, good style.
Yeah, I remember Ed Longacre when Ed worked for him. Even after the Nationals, dude, Ed would never split his motor.
Really?
He'll go, "What for?" It just wears things out. I go, "You're a factory. Just put new cases in a new bottom end and go for it." Oh no.
Yeah, Ed was pretty famous for his grips and graphics routine.
Oh yeah. Look at this guy, dude. Must pass for overall or something.
Must pass now.
Oh, that's a famous line. Must pass now.
There's Leroy in the back.
Yeah, Leroy looked good, dude.
Leroy listens to the Pulpmx show.
Leroy
on Monday nights.
Does he?
Well, yeah, he was on it. Remember?
Oh, really?
You already forgot?
I didn't know.
Yeah, you did. You were talking about him.
I was?
Glad to see you. This is where we don't talk about the show at all.
Look at Dowdy. Get him, Dowdy. Oh, Yogurt, man. Oh, Ezra Lusk, man. I can see Ronnie right now just screaming, "Come on, man, get that guy again."
Dude.
That's the way that guy talks.
I know, you didn't know what he was saying.
Did he? Junkyard Dog. That's why you got the.
If everyone,
no one doesn't know where the Junkyard Dog came from, that was it.
Yeah.
Back in the day, dude. That was.
Hey, Ezra Lusk's dad too. Always running the red lumber jacket.
Always.
Red lumber jacket.
Always. And if you guys don't know who Ezra's dad is, you ever see the Water Boy, the coach that you can never understand? That's him.
That's Ezra's dad.
All right, here we go. Last lap. K-Dub's on it right now. If you look really close, he's gonna maybe put the pass on the original baggy gear guy. Not Kerry Hart in the lights class.
No,
Tommy Clowers, bro.
Oh.
He got a little slippery slidey out of the back there, huh?
Hey, I remember this was like one of the first years that those Pro Taper bars came out and they just blew everybody away because how could they have a bar without a crossbar?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Like, it was like, oh my God, like,
are they gonna break?
What are you gonna tell me next?
Dude, that bike was ripping, dude. Look at him. Oh, the little heel clicky.
Blowing people's minds with a heel clicker.
Overall, KW. Thank you. He's still big. Look how big he is, man.
Yeah, I know. It don't take 5 back then.
Wow, look at that day.
Look at Tim Ferry with a strong second.
Strong second.
And Bernard somehow got in
Robbie
there.
Renard.
What did your guy get in the second moto?
I think he got 6th.
6?
Oh,
7th. So 1-7.
Yeah, 1-7 for a second overall.
And Craig went 2-10.
Yeah, look at K-Dub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Overall winner.
What could have been, dude? Scotty Sheak.
Dude.
All he needed to do was get like 3rd. He would have had it.
3rd?
Yeah.
I think he would have got 4th or 5th. He could have had it. Look at he's over there talking. I couldn't jump.
Yeah, you see in the background? There he is, yeah. In the background.
He's
yelling at you. Oh, he's talking to Bones.
Talking to Bones. So
suspension.
Suspension
problems.
It wasn't suspension problems right there.
He's jetting.
He's saying my bike.
He did. He was.
Yeah, but you know what? This was an awesome day. I don't care.
It still was, right? Yeah.
You know what, dude? I could look back and look at this day and say, hey, we got 2nd overall. Even we didn't have a great second moto, but you know what? It was awesome.
I don't want to bring it up. But
Hey, what's Red Dog doing? He's going to the podium for a.
Oh yeah.
He gets an interview, huh?
I don't want to bring it up again, but again, Timmy, won the first Moto Butts Creek.
Look at Roger. Roger's talking to me. You guys see that? Roger DeCosta,
Wow.
Kenny Watson.
Kenny Watson.
That is classic.
Super team.
That's what's crazy if you look at this. So, classic commentary.
Pulpmx Classic Commentary. Yeah.
What's the points? What do we needed to get the
Well,
overall?
Wyndham got it with the 4-1, so you would have needed a 3-1.
Okay.
Or better. Yeah, but Timmy only won the first moto, but I still remember it fondly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Look at, oh boy.
Oh,
boy. I
John,
tried my hardest. Yeah, I don't know.
Let's listen to see what he says.
I don't know. Track change. I should have listened to
He's
K-Dub.
kind of blaming his suspension, K-Dub.
I should have listened to KW.
I should have listened to K-Dub.
I should have listened to K-Dub. Oh, well. I still tried. I'll take the second overall. Mt.Morris. Oh, look at this guy.
No earrings for Scotty at all.
No, he ran him, dude. He took him out before he raced, though.
Oh.
Yeah, he had it going on. God, that gear was ugly, wasn't it?
Kind of, but all this stuff wasn't too good back then. It was a lot of colors, a lot of pastel colors.
I think we need to come back. But if you look at the standings, ain't no Scott Sheak in there in the top
Well,
5.
if you miss one round, you're going to be struggling.
Oh, look at Dowd.
Well, at first I cleaned out Yogi at the bottom of that off-camber, Davey. Things were a lot easier for me from there.
I mean, dude, if you look at it, I mean, check it out.
It looks the same now.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Dowd and Wyndham, and you're in the sandwich between 2 factory Yamahas, and you're on a privateer's bike.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
You got nothing to keep your head down
Hey,
about.
Buzz, beat it.
Yeah. You know what? They were always cool to me. My Buzz wasn't my guy, anyways. Pat Alexander was my dude. That's who I had to
You
deal
know,
with.
honestly, all these years I've been doing this,
Never met Pat.
never spoke to Pat Alexander or Tetherton. Never spoke to either one of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's never had anything to do with Suzuki's ever, Probably good guys for podcasts, right?
I don't know. They're Buzzard. Buzz is the guy, dude. Pat Alexander's always cool.
Buzzard's Tetherton.
Yes,
Yes.
Ray Tetherton.
Right.
And that's the race, man. I
And
hope
that has been the 96 Mt.Morris Classic Commentary. Thanks, Kenny, for doing this.
Yeah, it's kind of weird when you say classic, and I'm involved with anything that says classic.
Okay.
It's
Retro?
crazy. It just anything like that. It
Right.
blows me away. It just seems like it was yesterday, dude. It was just like one of those
Yeah,
days.
it wasn't, bud. It was 14 years ago.
I know, but it was still an awesome day. That that I'll never ever forget. And I wish this is the first time I watched it in years.
That's
I
the
didn't.
idea of these things, yeah.
So I'm just stoked that I could commentate on this and let you guys know what really happened that day. And just want to thank everyone for checking this out. And yeah,
All right. See you with another episode soon. Thanks.
Larry Huffman out.